what ants can teach us about finding friends, from the Aminian family to Alya and Munib. Like ants, we need a colony of friends. We all need friends, from the day we are born until the last minute of our life. In fact, because our soul is eternal, I think we will need friends forever. When we are born, we don't even know who we are. That's because we are still beginning to become ourselves. And we change a lot during our lifetime because we are always learning and trying new things. Most importantly, because we are always meeting new people and learning with them. Sometimes we think we already know who we are. Then someone does something we like to copy or says something that changes our mind and we become different than we used to be. That's because our identity, who we are, is made of many ingredients, like a delicious cake. Some ingredients are given to us by our friends, so we really can't be who we are without what our friends add to us. The divine teachings tell us that God is our first friend, our best friend. He created us, so we come to this life already having a wonderful friend. The reason God created each of us is because of His infinite love for humanity. So love is the first part of who we are. It is the most important part and the best part. We will spend the rest of our lives trying to learn more and more about God and His teachings. This is part of who we are too. This is how we keep changing ourselves for the better. And this is how we learn about friendship and about our friends, because God created them too. Our family comes just after God. It is also part of who we are. Yes, that means our family is also an ingredient in the cake of our identity. We have been together since the beginning of who we are, and we will be connected forever. Abdu'l-Baha loved his parents and dedicated his whole life to serve his father Baha'u'llah. Abdu'l-Baha also loved his sister Bahir Khanum very much. They were together in many happy moments and in so many sad moments too. When they were children, sometimes Abdu'l-Baha created some troubles for Bahir Khanum because he was very brave and didn't hide to protect himself from some boys who wanted to harm him in the streets near a house where they were hiding after Baha'u'llah was sent to prison in Iran. His mother decided to take him with her to visit the friends who could give her news about his father. But that means Bahir Khanum should stay alone in the house looking after her little brother Mirza Mihdi, the purest branch. She didn't like that. The house was dark and she was scared. But she learned to have patience and to forgive Abdu'l-Baha because he was a very important ingredient of her own identity, a very big part of her life. To create a nutritious and delicious cake, some ingredients will be sweeter than others, will taste better or will taste funny. But when they are blended together, it all comes out really well. Our friends are the ingredients that come just after our family in the recipe for our identity. Friends are also part of who we are, and what we learn together stays with us forever. Talking about cakes and all kinds of sweets, I think we are just like little ants sometimes. don't you think? We like cakes. They like it too. We can't live our lives alone, and they are always in groups too. They are very hard-working creatures and very strong in their own ways. An ant alone can't lift more than a small leaf, but together a colony of ants can carry a big hot dog. That's what Pedro says. Ants don't stop when they see an obstacle. They walk around it and continue walking until they have reached their goal. We can really learn good things from them. We humans are on a mission to build a new civilization, like ants trying to build a hill. We can't do it alone. We need friends to collaborate with. We are building it for us and for them, for all to enjoy it together in harmony. Our bricks are the spiritual qualities we are trying to develop together. Our home is the lab where we practice the skills and where the bricks of spiritual qualities start to be made. Our friends and family are the workers like us, making mistakes sometimes, but always learning how to do things better. Like ants, we may feel very small sometimes, but we just have to remember that we will feel much bigger and stronger when we are with friends. Lessons from ants. It's good to feel small, humble. It helps us to live in a group, as we must remember that we need each other. Feeling humble is very important. When people believe they are bigger and better than others, it is impossible to achieve unity and justice. Humility and justice are wonderful spiritual qualities, the best ingredients for a sweet and beautiful friendship. And you know, I don't think that ants even remember they are small, because they are always in a big group, so they feel big all the time. List of ingredients for a good friendship. It's never too much. Humility, justice, gratitude, patience, compassion, forgiveness, hope, and joy. Add only a very tiny bit when necessary of tears, fears, and secrets. Friendship is just like a cake. As with any recipe, you can only put a little bit of some ingredients or the cake will taste bitter. But some ingredients are so delicious and healthy that we can really add a lot of it to your friendships. We can never have enough when it comes to humility, justice, gratitude, patience, compassion, hope, forgiveness, and joy. Things like tears, fears, and secrets are also parts of life. But like the eggshell, which is very important to protect the egg, these things are very good to protect us from getting hurt sometimes, but are not really the main parts of our cake, of our life. Humility. We can't have justice if we don't have humility. If we think we know more than our friends, we miss the chance to learn something new from them. When an ant meets a bee, they never think that one of them knows anything better than the other. They just know they have different ways of being clever. And there are infinite ways of being clever, strong, and beautiful. At school, for example, the teachers never think they can't learn something from the students. Even parents and grandparents are always learning something new from their children and grandchildren. friends, sometimes they seem to be very different from us. We must remember not to protect ourselves too much. Most people we come across in life are not really that dangerous, especially children. Think of some amazing things we may be missing out in life. Maybe we feel scared of them when we shouldn't be. Abdu'l-Baha says, do not be content with showing friendship in words alone. Let your heart burn with loving kindness for all who may cross your path. Forgiveness. We should love forgiveness. Abdu'l-Baha was always forgiving. He had happiness inside him, and he knew how to take care for his own soul, so he could care for other people's soul too. When you keep sadness inside your heart for too long, you are causing your soul to suffer. When you learn to forgive your friends, you are also learning to be kind to your own soul. Friends help us to learn forgiveness. If a friend hurts you with words or action, remember that one day you will look back on what they have said or done with kinder eyes and realize that they did the best they could. Perhaps they were under difficult circumstances. It takes a long time to learn well how to forgive. We must try doing it again and again. Also, it may be easier to forgive people we don't know well or we don't like a lot, because what they say or do doesn't really matter much to us. It's a bit harder to forgive when we like a friend very much, because everything they do or say means a lot to us. The more we learn the teachings of Baha'u'llah, the easier it is for us to see everyone as a friend, especially when it's difficult. We must keep putting the teachings of Baha'u'llah into action throughout our entire life. You will learn more about it when you find new friends or when you have a new problem to solve, because you can learn the same thing in many different ways, maybe in 1,000,000 ways in your lifetime. Hundreds of friends? Yes, you can have hundreds of friends if you want. Don't worry about numbers. You may even find over 1,000 friends in your lifetime. Look at the ants. They don't worry about having hundreds and hundreds of friends. That helps them not to get jealous if one of their friends is having fun with someone else. Finding friends. Ants don't even think if they will find a friend or not. It is simply not an option. They just see friends everywhere. They don't even think about doing things alone. They know they are much better when they are in the group. We actually don't make new friends, we find them. Everywhere you go, try looking at the houses around you. How many potential friends can be hiding behind those doors? At your new school, all those children have the potential to become a very good friend. Remember the things you like about the good friends you already have. I think it took a long time for you to know them well and to like them so much for all the qualities you found little by little. But don't try to compare your new friends with the ones you already had. It's going to be a mistake and such a waste of your time. You can't compare a strawberry to a chocolate bar. They are both sweet in different ways. Sometimes you have too much of chocolate and forget that strawberries are sweet too. One of them can be stronger in flavor, but so what? Are strawberries not healthier than chocolates? We can't compare really. Enjoy the best of both. Ifs and buts. One more piece of advice to you. Remember, where there is no if, there shouldn't be but. Did Abdu'l-Baha say, let your heart burn with loving kindness for all who may cross your path, only if they are nice to you, or if they are like your old friends, or if they have many special talents, if this or if that? No, he did not say that. So try not to use too many buts while thinking about the new people we will meet. Try not to say, I tried to like that person, but he did this or did that. But she said this or said that. But they were too much of this or too little of that. I really think we are just like little ants sometimes. Don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
We like cakes, they like it too. We can't live our lives alone. They are always in groups too. They are very hard-working creatures and very strong in their own ways. An ant alone can't lift more than a small leaf, but together a colony of ants can carry a big hot dog. That's what Pedro says.
We can really learn good things from them.